Hello, my friends. Welcome to a new live. Sorry, guys, I didn't do live for 2 days. I was just too busy. Too busy, 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 busy. But, anyways, guys, I'm back. We're back with the live. I am editing videos for you guys, editing videos for you guys. So, you have a whole bunch of videos coming up, okay? So, you guys would not be disappointed. But today, I wanted to come on and say hello to everybody. I miss you guys for 2 days. And hope you guys had a good weekend. And I hope your week has started amazing. So today we are going to be talking about how to live below your means and enjoy your life and reduce your cost of living. Because I know everybody wants to reduce their cost of living. Everybody wants to live a life that is good and pleasing, and you want to spend less money, but you want to get value for your money. So that's what we're going to be talking in this live today about. So I'm just going to get straight into the live because, guys, I have a lot of editing to do, a lot of more editing to do, which I got to hurry up. If you guys want videos, okay, the editing have to like commence. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about practical budget. So I'm just going to give you guys some points, right? We're going to talk about really reducing your cost of living. I'm going to break it down to you guys to show you like how to do it for you to get success. So let's start. Point number one is you need to have a practical budget. Yeah. Everybody talks about budgeting. But do you know what you're doing? Is your budget practical? Is it working for you and your family? Is it working for your needs? Is it really, really working? Budget. Are you doing it right? When you finish budgeting, are you happy? At the end of the month, are you like have more savings? Is all the bills paid? Are you in a calmer frame of mind, or you're just like, oh my goodness, where did I make this mistake? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. Are you in that frame of mind, or you're just at peace with your budget? So these are things that you really need to ask yourself. So let me break down something to you about budgeting. Some people, they budget, but it's not a realistic and a practical budget. That means it really doesn't suit them, and there is always some holes. They're always going over the budget. They're always purchasing something, or they didn't budget right and they have to take out money from somewhere else to pay for something. So that's not the kind of budget that you want. That means you're clearly doing something wrong. Okay, so let me just break down some things for you when you decide to budget, how to make a realistic budget. So to make a realistic budget, you need to identify your fixed expenses. So fixed expenses are things that doesn't change. The prices, the cost doesn't change. It remains the same every single month. So some examples of fixed expenses are like your mortgage, your rent, your water, your phone bill, and your car payments. Now, phone bill can go up and down. It depends on if you're making international calls, or you're doing certain things, making certain calls with your phone. So that can even go up a bit. But some people like me, I don't make any of those calls, right? I have WhatsApp. So my phone bill is fixed every month. So if you're not doing all that stuff, your phone bill should be fixed. But if you're making international calls and you're doing different things with making different calls with your phone, you may have a little bit more charges on your phone. If your family's abroad and you have to call them, all that kind of stuff. So some people, their phone bill is not fixed. The phone bill can also go as a variable expense. So you can put that, it can go either place, like I said, based on what I talked about. The second way that your budget will be realistic is identifying your variable expenses. So the variable expenses are things that changes during the month. So like your gas, when your gas that you put in your car, maybe the gas price is going to go down to, maybe it's 150 a liter now, maybe it's going to go down to 135 or to 140. So the amount of money that you're paying for gas is going to go up and down, depends on the price. So that's a variable expense. Food, again, food is a variable expense, because you go to the store today, sometimes it costs $1. You may go the next day, it may cost 2 days later, it may cost 99 cents. So your food budget goes up and down. You could spend Maybe $400 a month this month. Next month you can spend five. Maybe this month you spend eight. This month you spend four. So six. So it these make sure that you categorize when you're budgeting. Categorize everything. The next category you want to make is entertainment. Entertainment is like school activities, function, vacations, things like that. So have these are the three basic things that when you're budgeting, you should have when you're budgeting. I'm going to repeat for you. The fixed expenses, the variable expenses, and entertainment. I mean, you can add all the subcategories, which is fine based on your family or yourself. If you're just budgeting for you just as a single person, so you can add categories based on your needs, right? But these are the three basic things that you should have. Just simple budgeting on your list, right? And so you go through all those categories and you see the amount of money that you have, and then you look at what you can spend and what you cannot spend. For example, if you're making $2,000 a month, right? I'm just saying a number, just a number. I know that's low, but there's some people making $2,000 a month, right? So you're making $2,000 a month, and your rent is $500. Your water bill is $100. Your phone bill is $50. Your car payment is another $100. So you see where I'm going? So at the end of the month, you're like, okay, these are fixed. I know I gotta take out $500 for that, $100, that's $600, that's $700, that's $850. You know, just let's round it up to $1,000. So every month my fixed expenses are $1,000. So you know that $1,000 goes there. Now you go to your variable expenses. Okay, gas. How much do I spend for gas? Okay, I'm gonna spend $100 a week on gas. Okay, so that's 1,100. Food, well, say, okay, let's put it for $400. So $1,400 if you're gonna spend $400 a month, you know? That's like a big chunk of your money. But you see the money, it keep going down. So when you look, say for example, you see your money has gone down to like $1,600. $1,600. Like, oh, I only have $400 left for entertainment. So now you got to work with this money. $400. I want to do a vacation at the end of the year. Okay, I'm going to put $50 for vacation. I want to do savings. I put $100 in saving. Oh, I want to do some activities. You don't really have a lot of money left. You maybe have about $200 left. You know what I'm saying? So this is a realistic budget. That's what I'm talking about. A realistic thing. So you're like, okay, after everything is paid off, I only have $200 left. You know what I mean? This is realistic. Now you have that extra money. You're like, okay, what can I do with this money? Where would I put this money? How would I invest this money? And stuff like that. Now, this is realistic. An unrealistic budget is you just say, no, I'm just going to put this here. I'm going to put this there. I'm going to put this there. But you don't know what is your fix. You don't know what is your variable. And you're like, I think I'm going to go to the movies. I'm going to put $20 in movies. You know what I'm saying? You're not sure about stuff. So you cannot make solid decisions, right? You cannot make solid deductions. So that's a problem. So for example, the variable expenses for gas and food and stuff like that. If you are budgeting like a small amount of money for food, it's not a good idea either. Because say you're budgeting like $50 for food. It's not good, because what's about if you go to the store and you spend $100? Now you're $40 over. Like, be realistic. If you're going to budget a little bit more based on the money that you have. That is why it's so important to know everything that you're going to spend your money on. So everything should have a dollar sign by it. You understand? So everything that you're going to spend your money on, a dollar sign by it. And everything should be written down so you know exactly what you are spending on, what you are paying for. When you have things that you're not aware of, things that you're not sure of, when you don't have fixed amount of money that you put in a specific area, that's when problem arises, because you're like in the toilet zone. Okay, so don't let that happen to you. Have a practical budget that makes sense to you and your family, and a budget that works. So after you finishing budgeting, you're not gonna be like sad and depressed and miserable because you're like, oh, I have no money left. I'm actually in the red and I still not like finished paying my bills. So please, I give you the tools. Make yourself a practical budget today based on the amount of money you have. And some of you, sometimes you're afraid to take things off your budget. Like if you're only working for $2,000 and you cannot afford to put like a vacation fund, like take the vacation out. If you can't afford to go to functions or activity, take that out. Remove it for now. The fixed things that you need to pay for that, and maybe like see how you can find some ways to make some extra money, or maybe you can lower your fixed expenses. See how you can lower things if like you have no choice. Say you have a fixed expense that is like a mortgage. Say your mortgage is a fixed expense. You can't do anything about the mortgage. You can't do anything about your salary because that's the salary that you have, right? But you can lower a fixed expense like a phone and get a cheaper phone plan. That's gonna free up some money for you to have. Or your car payments. You can maybe trade in your car and get a cheaper car. Things like that you can do so it frees up some money so you have some more money in your hands. And if you really, really want to go for vacation at the end of the year, that'll free up some money so you can put that money in your vacation fund. And then that would make more sense if you do that, right? That would really free up some money for you. I just like to put entertainment for me, and then on the entertainment, I put school activities, functions, vacation, and I make all these little subcategories that I want under it, and I know where they're going. So you can do that, but that's the best way to get some money in your hand. Try to see the things that are in your budget, how you can reduce them. Then you're gonna see how you can. Once you reduce them, this money becomes free that you can use. Okay, so let's move on to the next point. After you make that practical budget, choose one thing that you love the most and put aside a bit of money for it. Like this is called guilt-free spending. A lot of people just go out there and they just see things and they just buy it, or they say, oh, I'm gonna rebudget the next month. But if you pick something that you really want, say example, you want to buy a jacket, and you're like, okay, I want to buy this jacket. It must have a why. There must be a reason why you want to buy this jacket. You mustn't want to buy this jacket because your friend have it. The thing must be a practical thing. It must be something that you use in your daily life. Like a lot of us, honestly, let's be honest with ourselves. We go out there and we buy stuff and it's not practical. It's not. Oh my goodness, I think my volume is not good. Yeah, my volume was not good. So we go out there and we buy things and they're not practical. We're just buying something because we see something on TV, or our friend have it and stuff like that. So let's get away from that impulse buying. But let's do a guilt-free spending. Something that is intentional, something that you really need, not a want. You need it. It's something of value. It's like buying a kettle. I had an old kettle. And I'm like, my kettle is dented, so I need a new kettle. But that's something that I use every day. I boil water, I make a tea, I boil water in my kettle to mop my floor. This is something that I use in my house. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put aside $20 this month for this kettle because there's a specific kettle that I want to buy. A specific design. And I want to buy a kettle. I want a kettle that holds water. Like I don't want some kind of small little kettle because I'm just making tea, because the kettle has to be versatile. Like I said, I use it to make hot water so I can mop my floor. I use it to disinfect things. So I need enough water. Like I don't want a small kettle with a little bit of water. I need water. When I put it to boil, I need a lot of water, hot water. Like if I don't want to put a big pot on, my kettle should hold enough water to do what I want to do. So that's basically when I buy a kettle, what I want it for. So I always buy big kettles, not really small kettles, right? So that's what I'm saying. When you decide to do this guilt-free spending, it must be something that's not going to make you feel guilty. Oh, I like the shoes. Oh my gosh, this shoes is so nice. And then you buy this shoe for like $200, and you're like, oh my gosh, I spent $200 on this shoe, but I shouldn't have done that. And you're mad at yourself for buying this shoe. That don't let that thing happen to you. Don't do guilt-free spending. Just choose one thing that you like, even if it takes you like a month or 2 or 3 months. Like, do it. It's worth it. I wanted to buy a couch, like a C-shaped couch, which is in my other house, and I love this couch. This couch is like amazing, amazing, amazing. And waiting and saving to buy that couch is worth it. We love that couch. I was even talking to my son. I said, when you move into the new house, your new house, you're not taking my couch. Give it back to me. I want it. And my husband was saying, yes, we want back our couch, son. We when you move to your new house, please give us back our couch. We love this couch. Everybody can sit on this couch. All 7 of us can sit on this couch, and other people can still join, because this couch is like a big C-shaped couch, and it's so spacious. It's so soft. You can sleep on it. It's so good. But had I bought this couch, like I didn't wait and save up to buy the couch, like it'd have been so expensive. But I waited and I saved up and I bought this couch, and it's well worth it, because this couch was well made. Well made. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, I'm not guilty. Like, had I spent like thousands of dollars on this couch at that time with the price that it was, I'd have been guilty. I say, oh my gosh, this couch, I can't believe I bought this couch for this price. I'd have been saying that forever and ever. And if anything happened to this couch, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe I spent all this amount of money on the couch. It's broken. I remember one time, me and my husband, we bought certain things together. We bought certain stuff. And after that, even now, we're still mad. I said to my husband last month, I said, what were we thinking when we buy that stuff? And this thing didn't even last. We're so mad at the purchase that we made, because we're like, oh, the thing everybody talks about, they say it works, da, 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 da. And guys, it worked for a little while, and it was just like a real big hoax. So yeah, we were upset about that. And when we bring it back to the company, they're like, oh, you gotta pay $30 for this, or you gotta pay this for that. I was like, but it says lifetime warranty. What are you talking about? And then they start giving some hocus pocus about what they mean by lifetime warranty. Like, lifetime warranty means lifetime warranty. If something breaks, if something is not working, if something cracked, it means you give you another one. It doesn't mean something else. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So that's what I'm saying. Just do some guilt-free spending, and not just buy something because you think you like it. Okay. And yeah, it's not practical. So the next point is, let's talk about rent, mortgage, especially rent and mortgage. Low rent, cheaper house. Example, find a honest, like find the lowest rent that you can find, and the cheapest house that you can buy when you're looking to purchase a house. Look, it's not about a fancy house that you're living in. It's about being comfortable and being able to afford this house payment at the end of the month. When we were buying our houses, we didn't care about those fancy houses. Honestly, we didn't care. We just bought the cheapest house that we could find on the market. I mean, when we say cheap, we mean cheap, because we're handy people. We can paint. We can, like, we don't, if the wall has a little dent, we don't care, because we can fix that, right? But once the house had good bones and you didn't have trouble, like the roof wasn't falling apart, once there were just some minor things in the house that we could fix, we bought the house, because we see the potential in the house, and so we bought the house. So this is something that you have to look at when you're going out there, when you're trying to reduce your cost of living, when you're trying to live within your means, when you're trying to really enjoy your life. Because a lot of people out there, they are not enjoying their lives, because they are stuck to bills and bills and more bills. It's like they're living a life of paying rent, living a life of paying bills. Why? Why should you want to live this life? For me, I don't think it's a good life. I think it's a life of, it's frustrating. It's a life of struggle, but that's not the life I want to live. So even when I was much younger, before I was married, I just find the cheapest place to live. And I already told you guys that I find some dumpish place to live, and I fix it up, I paint it, and I made it my own. Because why am I going to go get something expensive when, some place, it doesn't look really good, it doesn't look really nice. But use your imagination and create something beautiful for yourself, and then keep more money in your pocket, right? So we bought cheap houses, and now we're able to to live the life that we want to live, and we're not paying all these expensive mortgages. Like even now when the mortgage go up, like we're not suffering because of the price that we paid for our house. And sometimes people are in a rush to buy houses and invest in things. When you are in a rush to buy things, you always end up in problems. When we were buying our first house, the real estate agent, she was laughing at me. She was like, "Are you serious? Like, get realistic." I was telling her the price that I want to pay for a house, and she was just laughing. She says, "In this area that you want to buy a house, there is no way you're gonna find a house in this area. I've been a real estate agent for X, Y, Z among the years, and there is no house in this area that costs that in that location, blah blah blah." And I said to her, "I serve a big God, a big God up there, and I have faith. And I am telling you, I am not going to pay that prices for the house because my God knows my pocket. I trust in him and he knows what I can pay." And I told my God that I want the cheapest house possible. And I know he's going to give it to me. That's what I told her. She thought I was crazy. She thought I was crazy, And when I found the house, I said, "This is the house I want to buy." And she says, "Oh my gosh, you did find a house." I'm like, "Yeah, I found a house. I told you how great my God is." Praise be to the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. I have to give my God praise for everything because without him, I'm nothing. My God is everything. Jehovah, my Jehovah, my Most High, and his son. So, yeah, I got that house in that location and she was quite shocked. And this is what God can do for you, okay? So make sure you pray. If you're a person who believes in God, you pray to the Most High, believe in him, and he will give you the desires of your heart once you walk in his way. So look for the lowest rent you can afford, the cheapest house that you can get, and fix it up so that you wouldn't have to be stressing at the end of the month at what you should pay and what you should not pay, right? Point number 4 is make a goal every month to save 5% of your income. Okay? For example, if you're working for $4,000 a month, 5% is $200. So every month, save $200. If you multiply $200 times 12, 12 twos is 24. Okay? That's $2,400 that you're saving every year, right? And if you add that up, it adds up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. In 5 years, you'll have over $10,000. You understand? So it may seem like a small amount because you're working for like $4,000, but it adds up. As the time passes, it adds up. Years ago, I started saving like a small amount of money, like a really small amount of money. And today, years later, I'm shocked at how much money I've saved, because I just put the money there and I just forget it. I don't touch it. I don't think about it. Every now and then I go check and see if everything's all right with the account or whatever. And now many years later, that money has accumulated. And I'm happy I did that. Can you imagine? Just imagine if you start saving money at 20 years old. The earlier you start saving money, the better for you. By the time you reach my age, close to 50, you will see how much money you will have in the bank. Don't think about it, just do it. Put aside $50 every month. The month that you can put $50, put 25. The month that you can put 100, put 100. The month that you can put 200, put 200. If you're working for 400, save 5% of your money. If you're working for 4,000, save 5% of your money. Everybody, doesn't matter how much money you're working for, you should save 5% of your money. Just do it. You would not regret it. You would love yourself in the end for it. It will benefit you. It will really benefit you. You should like start doing that. Even if you have a very low monthly expense and no debt, do it. Do it. And any extra money that you have, just put it away. Like I told you guys in a couple of videos back, like every week I put, not every week, every 2 weeks, I put my gas money in my car, right, in my envelope, and I put it in my car. And I told you guys that, say for this week, if I put $75 and I fill up my car of gas, and I'm like, okay, I have like, usually I put 130 or 140 or something, because the gas price has gone up now, so I have to put more money now. So say example, I put for these 2 weeks of gas, I put like 140, okay? Because I'm not really driving far to work, so I don't need to put more than that. One full gas tank takes me the entire week, just going to work and back. That's it, because my work is really, really close by. So I put 140 for the week, and that's my gas money. Now, if I don't use 140, say for example, I drive and by Thursday, my gas went to like half, right? And I just spent $40 only in my gas to fill up my tank again to make it full. And I have $100 left. And then the next week, I spend maybe I spend $25 or $30 or whatever. The rest of the money that remains from the gas for that 2 weeks, because remember, I still check in like the weekends, because even if I go to work Monday to Friday, on the weekends, we travel, we do stuff, whatever, whatever. So whatever we use during the weekend and stuff like that also counts in the gas money. So that's why I put a little extra sometimes. So I leave that money. If the entire 2 weeks pass and my money in my envelope, I have some extras, I leave it there. And then the next 2 weeks that I'm going to add money there, so I'm add a next $140 for the next 2 weeks, then it's $140 plus whatever was left in the envelope. So my gas envelope always have money in it, and I'm always at a surplus than a negative. And say for example, say at the end of the month, when I do my budget and I see, oh, I only have $5 left in my envelope for gas, I'm like, oh, gas prices are really high. This month, I'm going to try to budget an extra $25 based on how I see the situation of the gas. So that's what I talk about. Like, you have to, the budget has to be practical, and you have to also look at your variable expenses and see what is happening with your variable expenses, whether your variable expenses are going down or if they're going up, what I should add or what I should subtract. So that's a good way of knowing what's going on in your budget, and you can take steps quickly to fix your budget, whether things go up or go down, whether you gain money or you lose money. So you have to be quick about it. That's why you have to write down everything, and if you know everything that is inside your budget. Very important. Very, very important to tell you all. So that's what I do. So I'm like, oh, that 2 weeks is finished and I only have $5 left. Whoa, I need to budget more for gas, because it seems like the gas prices are going up. And then I say to myself, maybe I need to take it easy on all the driving that I'm doing. Maybe I should bike a little bit. Maybe I should take the bus. Let me see what's the price of the bus. Yeah, instead of driving, So things like that, I take stock of. So if I want to go to the mall, I'm like, oh, the bus is like $2 and $3. Okay, let me take the bus instead. So I can spend $3, go to the mall for an hour, and I can come back with the same $3 if I just make sure I stick. Because sometimes you take the bus and you get an hour and a half, or it depends on how you take it. You can even go down inside the metro, and then you can get a little 2 hours. So it depends on how long you're going to stay in the mall, right? So you can spend maybe $6 and go back and forth to the mall, instead of using more, using a lot of gas. It all depends on where you travel and what you do. You have to see the math, if it's worth it. Is it worth it to drive your car? Does your mall have a outside parking where it's free and you don't have to pay? Or do you have to go inside and you have to pay? So all that stuff you have to count in and say, is it worth it taking the bus to the mall, or is it worth it to drive to the mall? So all that stuff you have to take note of. But like I said, if you have a practical budget, if you write everything down, you will see where you're losing and you're gaining within your budget. And then you can fix things, and you can change things. And then you will know, okay, would I be able to save that 5%? And things will just fall into place. Point number 5 is free entertainment. A lot of you like to pay for entertainment, but there's lots of things out there that is free. Free, 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 free. Now, if you live in Canada, if you live in Ontario in Canada, if you live in Quebec, I don't know much about Toronto, but Quebec and Ontario, you can there are so much free things here. Like all a different season. Like now that we're in winter season, you can go ice fishing. You can go on the lake. You can just take your family and go ice fishing. Like you don't have to buy anything extravagant or nothing. You get your cooler. If you like outside activity like fishing or whatever, that is something you can do in the winter. You can go on the lake and walk once the lake is frozen. Like that's a free activity. You'll have fun. You could just have a day outing out there with you and your family. It's so exciting. You can you can even put a little tent on the ice and have like a camping out there on the ice. Once the ice is solid, you can do that. So that's a free activity. They have winter activity. Now, they have dog sledding. You can go watch dog sledding. That's a free activity. You don't have to pay for it. You can buy stuff there. They have like little booths that they open, and you can buy like they have ice cream. They have different snacks, whatever they're selling things there. You can buy it, but it's not so expensive. It's cheap. You might spend $20 for your family. I don't know how much is your family. Depends on your family. If you want to spend $20 or $10. But when me and my family go, we just pack a lunch. We pack sandwiches, we pack water, we pack juice, and we just go out there, watch the dog races, and we just eat our lunch. And then we come back because we don't want to buy anything. And then we just take a nice walk after the race is done. You got to talk to people. It's a fun thing, but that's free. You can go skiing. There's a lot of ski trails that is open, and you can go skiing. Like, in the wintertime, there's a lot of free activities you can go to. They have reading in the library for children. If you have small children, you can take your children to the library and read on different mornings. On the weekends, Saturday mornings, they have readings in the library. You just have to find those activities. Now, also, they send out a little book. I think it says winter activity, something like that. But you can get it in the mail. If you're a person who gets the flyer in your mail, this little book comes inside your flyer. And when you look into the book, it tells you of all the activity. They have fairs, winter fairs, where you go out there and just enjoy the fair. Like people think like if you're going to a fair, you have to buy stuff. You don't have to buy stuff. You just walk around and you can bring your own food. That's it. See what you go see animals. They bring animals out. They have horseback riding. They have all kind of things, but you don't have to like ride a horse. Like you don't have to do that stuff. But your kids can pet a horse. You can just go out there for the fun and the fresh air. And you can go in your car and eat your sandwich when you're done. You can eat your lunch. Like pack a lunch for you and your family. You don't have to buy anything. Or you can spend $2 to buy some kind of candy for your kid if you want to, but a very low budget. That's what I'm talking about. Like people go in things and they think, oh, I have to buy something. No, you don't have to buy. You have to be practical. Go to events, but you don't have to buy stuff. Bring your own food because it is cheaper. It is more economical to do that stuff. Now there's farmers markets also. Oh, I'm going to the farmers market. What's the point of going to the farmers market and not buying anything? You go into the farmers market to see what they have. And when you're ready to do your grocery shopping, you can buy things at the farmers market. See which boots you like the best, ask prices, whatever. You just have a stroll that day. Just go to the farmers market. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to. It's a day of eye shopping. It's not a day of buying. So it's a free event again that you can do. Just go into the farmers market and just browse in the stalls. That's a free event. You can do that. I don't know why people think they always have to buy stuff when they go somewhere. Like I go to the mall sometimes by myself and I just walk around. I walk around and see what's in the mall. I touch things. I put things down. I feel fabric, whatever. You don't have to buy anything. Like I have my water in my bag. I have my drink and I just sit there, You can bring a sandwich in the mall. Like people always think like, oh, I'm gonna look weird if I go to the mall and pull out my sandwich and start to eat. Why? Why would you look weird? It's like stop trying to like keep up appearances, right? Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's suffering, nobody else. When you decide to go buy food in somebody's canteen, like, yay, $10 to me, $10 less in your pocket. You understand what I'm saying? So think wisely. I'm not saying you have to be like a a Grinch and don't spend any money and be so whatever, whatever. But you could only spend the money that you have extra. My motto is when I have extra and everything is paid, everything is taken care of, then I spend money. I was telling my friend the other day because she came to visit. Well, not my friend, it's my cousin actually. She came to visit us, and she wanted to take her in all these places because she wanted to shop, 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 shop. Because she just got some money for her kids from the she got her allowance because in Canada they give allowance to kids, you know. And she says, "Oh, I just got my allowance and I want to buy some things for my kids and for myself." And so I said to her, I said, "How much money are you planning to spend?" And she was like, a good amount, maybe 1,000. I think she's like six. I think she said either 600 or 1,000. Anyway, something like that. She said she want to spend, and I was like, "What are you buying?" She's like, "Oh, I want to buy some shoes and some pants for my sons and whatever, whatever." I said, what kind of price is you looking for shoes?" She's like, "Oh, $200." I'm like, $200 for one shoe for one child. How much shoes you plan to buy? Like 2 to 3 pairs. No, this is my cousin, okay, which is gonna remain nameless. How many cousins? I'm not gonna call their name here. But I'm saying to myself, I know this cousin. I know where she's living. I know her situation. What is she talking about? But you know me, I like to talk, right? When it comes to my family, I just tell them what I have to tell them, and they get mad at me or they don't get mad at me. It's okay. I don't care. I just tell it as it is because that's how I am. So I said to her, I said, hmm, how much money do you have in the bank? I hardly have any savings. I said, "So my friend, you get this money for your kids, and now you want to give the people at the store who has much more money than you, your the nice little money that they give you. Shouldn't you put that money aside and go buy a son a $50 shoe or $30 shoe or something?" "Oh, I like to buy expensive shoes because I think they're stronger." I'm like, it's not about expensive shoes. It's about the quality of the shoes and is one, yeah, I understand that. But you have to shop within your budget. And it's so funny when I was talking to her husband was the next door talking to my mom, I think to my brother or somebody, and he came around in the hallway at the same time, and he was standing there. I didn't even know he was there, and he says, "Bingo!" I looked around. He says, "Bingo!" I says, "Well, oh, what happened?" He says, "I'm so happy that you gave my wife this talk because I am tired talking to my wife about those expensive things that she's buying and this philosophy that she has in her head because that doesn't make any sense because when she buy all this expensive thing, we don't have any money at the end of the month." You know, the funny thing is when I talk, of course I talked to her and I said, you need to stop doing that. I told her, I said, I said, if you don't have $10,000 in the bank, you shouldn't be spending such a certain amount of money. Okay. If you don't have $5,000 in the bank, you should not be spending a certain amount of money. Okay. I said, "Do you have that money?" She said, "No." I said, "Okay, I'm not taking you to that places and then we're not going to buy that stuff. I'm going to take you to a nice place where things are reasonable price and you're going to buy reasonable price things for your child and have extra money in your bank account." That's what I told her. And then she said, "You know what? Because me and her were really, really good friends, but we moved to different countries, we move away in life and stuff, and we used to do a lot of things together." And yeah, and she said, "I really miss you because we're not close by, and you always tell me good stuff, you know." And I just miss that talking. I miss those kind of good ideas that used to tell me those good things about budgeting, saving money, and stuff like that. And it takes a humble person to listen and a humble person to do certain stuff. Not everybody you can talk and tell them stuff because they get upset. They'll say, "Why are you telling me stuff? It is my money." It is nah, 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 nah." But in this society, we have to start to care about people and we have to listen to good advice because it is for your own good. It is for your good, your own benefit. So when you hear good things that's going to benefit you and your family, take it and use it, right? So learn to spend your money wisely and find free things. Go to county fairs, go to farmers markets, go to outdoor concert. There's outdoor concerts you can go for free. You drive your car in, they have a big old screen out there, and you can watch free concerts. They have winter concert, they have skating. Like, guys, there's so much things out here, but you guys, like, you don't look it up. You think like, "Oh, I have to go to some kind of star concert and pay $2,000, $1,000, $100 for a ticket." Like, stop that. Like, just find free things. A lot of free things out there. that you can attend. You can take your kids skiing, you can take your children store bargaining. I mean, there's endless amount of free things. But because you all are not aware of it, you're not taking the time to look up a lot of free things, you just don't know. Something else that they have is indoor free skating. You can do indoor free skating, you can do indoor rollerblading. Like there's so much things available for free. Like get to the program and look for free activities in your community and stop spending money. The next point is point number 6 is, I already said that in another video, I think I said, but I want to reiterate it here. Since I'm talking about reducing your cost of living, I'm talking about having a price that you're willing to pay for everything. I tell you guys that already in my regular videos. I have a price for every single thing. If that thing doesn't meet my price, I am not buying it. If I'm going to buy a skirt, I have a price for it. If I'm going to buy a headscarf, I have a price. I'm buying a shoe, there's a price for it. That's the price that I want to pay. That's my price. And if it doesn't suit me, I am not buying it. And everybody, you should take that motto and tell me what you think, how it works for you. What kind of price are you looking for? Like I go shopping online to buy skirts, material to make skirts and my dress and stuff like that. And I said, I'm looking for a piece of fabric that is $4. And I put $4. You know what it on the side where they say, like, they ask you what the price, the color, the style, or whatever. Whether I think of polka dots, whether it has animals on it, whether it's plain, whether it's cotton, polyester, whatever, on that side of the shopping thing there. Right. So I go there and I put my price and I go $4. And everything that's $4, price $4 comes up. And if there's anything for $4 that I like, I buy it. If there's none, I just move on. What I do sometimes is I put $4.50, then I put $5. That's the next thing that I do. So if I want to buy something for $4, okay, I don't see good material, I don't see anything. I go like $4.50 or $5, like $1. I will go $1 up and see what kind of prices they have for the $1. And if I do $1, I put $5 now, and I see, oh, they have better things for $5. Then I'll buy something for $5. But I'm not going higher. That's my price, and that's my price. And like this is like a good thing to do, because it really it gives you that self-control, and it makes you it gives you that value system in a way. It's like it makes you like, okay, I have a limit, I have a boundary. This is my limit, this is my boundary, and I'm not going past it. You setting standards for yourself, you setting boundaries for yourself, and it's like in your head you already know that, so you're not going to pass it. So that's something good to practice. And as the years goes by, as the time passes, it just get easier, and that becomes part of you. And I do that all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. Okay. And the last point I have to make is eat in season. This is something I want to stress to you guys a lot. I don't know if many of you pay attention to that, but eating in season really saves you money and reduces your cost of living. So for me, example, I'm talking about my family. We eat in season. In summer, we grow a garden because we have acreage, so we can afford to grow a garden. Not only do I grow a garden, but I also grow things in containers. So even if I have a lot of acreage, yeah, even though I have acreage, I still grow things in acreage and in containers, sorry, because that allows me to have a more controlled space. And I also grow things in the greenhouse because it helps me to control what I'm growing inside their specific things, and it gives me a longer growing season. And it also helps me to start certain plants and certain vegetables like greens earlier in the spring. So I have greens to start eating while there's still snow on the ground. I can still plant like lettuces. I can still have like broccoli shoots. I can have different things before the spring really comes, and even if it's while it's cold, because the greenhouse gets warm, and certain vegetables and greens, they don't mind the cold weather. So that helps me, and I don't have to go to the store to buy that stuff. So if you live in a cold climate like me, that's a good thing to do if you have the space to put a greenhouse. Even like on this, like I see so many people, they put like a greenhouse at just on the side of the house. They just attach a little greenhouse on the side of the house. It's not permanent, it's semi-permanent, but it gets the heat from the house and it's warm enough to grow certain cold weather crops. If you don't have like a big space, you can just, choose it in the back of your house, in the side of your house. Just add a little greenhouse there, like a temporary thing. You can take it down. When you can take it down, you can put it up, like something like that. Or you can make a permanent structure also with wood and stuff like that, and just keep it there permanently once it's out of the way. It doesn't have to be something large, it doesn't have to be something extra large, but just something that's going to grow enough vegetables for your family based on how many people that is in your family, right? But the greenhouse, because I have the acreage, I can have the greenhouse outside and it works really, really well for us. But if you don't have that, eat locally, like shop farmers market. Now, where I live here, there's farmers market continuously. Even in the wintertime when it's cold, they have indoor farmers market. So you can go shop farmers market in the wintertime indoors and buy stuff too. So I don't know like where those farmers are getting this stuff exactly, some of the stuff that they're selling. Like some of the big farms that have the big greenhouses and they're well known. These are people that they have they're branded and they have their name and they're popular, so you can look them up and see how they're growing their things, and you can buy stuff from them based on what you're really looking for. So that's a good way to eat in season during the winter. But in the summertime, grow a garden, get containers, and like you will be surprised at the amount of things that you can grow in your containers. In my other house, my other house, for years, for 11 years, I grew things in container. I had like 4 raised bed in the backyard. And then like half of my front yard, I left lawn, and the next half I had containers. I just lined all the containers up. Then I made, let me see, one, two, I made about one, three large raised bed on one, three sides, because my house is shaped like in a rectangle. So you can make a raised bed here, one over there, and a long one on the side. And I grow food there. Amazing amount of food. If you go back and watch my videos, you would see amazing amount of food for 11 years in that house. Now my sons, they take it down. They're not doing that anymore. They just plant flowers and stuff like that. But the amount of food we grow there in the semi-suburban property, it was amazing. Amazing. When I started growing food, nobody was growing food. Then the neighbor moved next door and she's like, oh my gosh, how do you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Then she started growing food in her little spot. She made these little beds in front. She started planting flowers. She started planting vegetables. And she grew so much. Like her spot was even smaller than mine. And she grew so much things. She bought in an apple tree. She bought in all kind of stuff. And she was harvesting vegetables, all kind of stuff, just like me. So me and her was doing our garden. I planted corn and pumpkin. I had like you take like the stockings and you'd hold the pumpkins up so they don't break the vine. Like it was just amazing. For 11 years I do that. So eat in season. Like we eat loads of local organic corn in the summer months because our corn are like, I plant corn early, and then I try to plant some so kind of later. So I have like, corn in season to eat. But yeah, with corn, like you can just stagger how you're growing things, and you can eat things in different times, like late when the summer is finishing and early when in the middle of the summer. It depends on when you start your seedlings inside and stuff like that. And if you have like a porch where you can just put the pots down, things would grow, So like all that kind of things you can do it. But if you don't have all the things available, just go to your local farmer market. If you live in a warmer climate than me, just check, like shop locally. And I know sometimes like during the spring season, like they have all these greens that is available. Like it's so cheap, 99 cents, 89 cents, $1.50 for greens. Like you can stock up on greens. You can just go there, you can buy greens, you can chop them up and freeze them. And you have greens for months. Carrots, I don't know, like the carrots in the beginning of the spring, they have carrots on sale, 89 cents, 1.99. It's like you can stock up on all that stuff, just chop them up and freeze them, or you can freeze dry them, or you can just dry them if you have a freeze dryer. So all the kind of things that you can do. So eating in season, shopping in season is good. Like broccoli and cauliflower, they have their season. Early spring, there's so much broccoli and cauliflower. You can do the same thing, right? With loads of local organic food because we grow them and we just stagger the way we grow. And in the winter months, eat only the cheaper vegetables. Like in the winter months, certain vegetables they get expensive. So eat only things that are on sale and you would never get bored of food because there's a large variety of food to choose from. Like this week, eat broccoli. Next week, eat spinach, and so on. I check the flyers each week and I shop in the discount section consistently and continuously. When I go to the grocery store, the first section I go to is the discount section to see what they have. So they have oranges and cantaloupes and stuff there. And I just buy them. I come home, I cut them, I put them in the fridge, and we just eat that. And anything that need to be frozen or something, I just put it to freeze, and or I just dehydrate a lot of vegetables. And if you're making soups and things like that, even if you're adding them to meats, when you dehydrate things, they're easy to hydrate. Just put them in a little bit of water and just add them to whatever you're making. Like you really don't have to spend a lot of money on food if you decide to just take your time and have a plan for your food, have a plan on what you want to eat. Because a lot of us, we don't plan for what we want to eat. We just like, oh, what should I eat now? We just go look in the fridge or whatever, whatever. No, have a plan for what you're going to eat every single week. And that will definitely save you money. And actually, you will cook more nutrient dense food because you have a plan. Like I bought cabbage yesterday and I'm saying, okay, I bought cabbage because I want to make coleslaw and I want to make stew cabbage and I want to make a cabbage with potato. So I know exactly what I want to do with my cabbage. Um, Whereas if I didn't buy the cabbage for a purpose and I didn't plan what I'm gonna cook for the week. And I'm just sticking my head into the fridge and I'm like, oh, we have cabbage. I was gonna put some cabbage with rice, or you know what I mean? But when you plan things, you know exactly what you're using the thing for, and yeah, you'll be more enthusiastic to cook healthier meals and just make the effort to make something more delicious. And when you're in the creative mood to create stuff, you actually create more nutritious, delicious things. So my my takeaway from all this that I'm telling you all is it doesn't matter how much money you make, you have to be spending less money and keeping more money in your pocket. And you have to find ways to keep more money in your pocket, but also keep you happy. Now, you don't want to be eating ramen noodles and being miserable. You don't want to live to pay bills and just be living in this rat race and just working to pay bills. That's not a life that you should be focusing on. You should be focusing on enjoying your life and reducing your cost to a very small amount where you're super comfortable and you just like relax. You can take a day off work if you want. You can take 2 days off. You can take 3 days off. You can just live a calmer, more relaxed life, and you don't have to worry about all these overhead expenses that you have to pay for. I think that should be your goal, and just work towards it. And if you take some of these points that I'm telling you and you use them, I guarantee you that you will actually reduce your cost of living and you'll be much more happier and you'll start doing more things that you want to do in your life or you want to enjoy in your life. And yeah, and just stop looking at other people and what they have. Just focus on your dreams, what you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve, and just go for that. And just put on blinders. Like a horse, they have blinders on because you want them to eat grass. Like sometimes in life you have to be like a horse with blinders on so you don't see all the things that are on the side of you. You just see what's in front of you and it just keeps you focused so you can work at the task that you really want to work at. So guys, thank you for joining the live. I saw 16 of you in the live today. and none of you put a like. Huh? What's going on? Please like the video. Please like the video. But I appreciate all of you who come to the live, even if you don't comment, but you're in the live. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Stay positive, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.